If you've ever had a trip or a fall over something low like a rug or a step or a curb, the chances are it's because you're not getting enough lift through your toes and the front of your foot when you're walking. So we're going to show you an exercise that you can do to strengthen the top of your foot, the front of your ankle and the front of your shins. Now, you can do this exercise with a stretchy band. That creates resistance and it's softer on the joints, but it still has that strengthening effect. I'll pop a link in the description below where you can get a pack of these 3 bands. We're going to use Nolan for this exercise, but you can do this at home. You could pop your band over a table leg or wrap it around something sturdy. This is the sturdiest thing I've got in the house, so I'm going to use Nolan, okay? We're going to start by popping the band over the top of your foot, just below your toes. And Nolan is going to be my sturdy object. And you're going to sit with your knee straight. Now what we're going to do is we're going to strengthen the ankle in different positions, because obviously your ankles are very mobile joints and they don't just move in one straight line. But we're going to start first of all bringing the center of your foot towards the center of your shin. So we're going to just extend slightly, and this is why we want the band below the toes, so that we can use the toes to stop the band popping off. And we're going to flex the ankle, and you're going to hold it there for a second, just for this first couple, just so that you can feel the muscles that you're working down here in the top of the foot. And then we're going to let it go with resistance, so we're working strength in both directions, bringing the top of the foot towards the shin, and then away again. I'm going to do about 10 of those, but 10 might be too much for you, or 10 might not be enough. So what you're going to do is you're going to work until you get achy here. That's your ache zone, that's your work zone, that's where the growth happens, that's where you develop strength. Then when you've got to your growth zone, you're going to add about 5 good quality repetitions to that. After we've done those with the foot coming straight forward, we're going to keep the lower leg still. We're going to rotate here at the ankle, and you're going to turn the foot out slightly. And we're going to try and bring the toes towards the outside of the lower leg now, flexing, extending, flexing and extending. That's going to strengthen the shin, but more towards the outside, also the outside of your ankle and the outside of your foot. So you're going to get a better lift on these toes here. Again, work to your ache zone. I'm going to do 10 for this video, but find your ache zone and then add about 5 more. Once we've done that little rotation out with the foot, again keeping the lower leg still, we're going to rotate the ankle in. Now try not to turn your whole foot in like this. Try and keep the top of your foot sort of parallel with you. And again, flexing. And that's going to really target the front of the foot, ankle and leg still, but a little bit more to the inside. That's also going to strengthen, I'll show you on this foot here, the arch of your foot and these muscles here that help to keep that arch lift in the foot. Find your work zone, add about 5 more, and then have a little breather. Now I'm going to show you an exercise. Now you do need a Nolan for this or similar, where we're going to pop, Nolan's going to put his hands over the top of my toes, and we're just going to do an isometric exercise, okay? So if you don't have a Nolan, by the way, you can do it without a Nolan, and you can be your own resistance with your other foot, pressing against your other foot. But I'm going to use my Nolan. We're going to do isometric. So pressing my toes against Nolan's hand, and I'm going to hold that position for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to stop. I'm going to flex the ankle a little bit more, and Nolan's going to hold it again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And then we're going to replicate those 3 different positions again. So again, at the ankle, pulling the foot towards me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, I'm going to take it a little bit further and press against Nolan's hand. If you haven't got a Nolan hand, you can use a U foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And then we're going to rotate internally and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come a little bit further and then hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So these isometric exercises are really good for building strength, but building endurance in those muscles as well. When you've done that exercise on both feet, we're going to do just a simple mobility exercise. We're going to do an ankle mobility exercise, a little bit more work through the toes and a little bit more love to those arches of the feet. If you can't get on the floor, you can do this sitting. So we're going to press the foot into the floor. That includes the ball of your foot and your toes. And you're going to sweep it along the floor. And then you're going to lift the toes, bring the foot up, and you're going to take it across, keeping those toes spread as much as you can, down to the side, keeping that lower leg still, and again pressing into the carpet and repeating. You're going to aim for about 8 of these in this direction, really trying to spread the toes. When you've done 8 in this direction, you're going to take the foot back down, spread the toes, press again, and we'll do 8 in the other direction. Lift those toes and take it around. So if you have your hands or your fingers interlocked over your shin to keep it still, you can really feel all these little muscles here under your hand on both sides of the shin. And then when you finish, give the toes a little bit of a wiggle. You can stretch those toes and have a little breather before you do the other side. So practicing these exercises 2 or 3 times a week is really going to help you with that lifting of your forefoot when you walk, so that you're not having that drag or that drag through with the foot and tripping up on those low surfaces, those rugs, those steps, those curbs, and that's going to prevent you falling and prevent ankle injuries. So if you like that video, give it a like, and if you've got any questions about any of the exercises that we've done, pop a comment in the section below, because I'll always reply to the comments. Remember, we'll pop a link to the bands in the description. If you haven't already, hit subscribe to our channel. Hit subscribe, it's absolutely free. And we'll see you in the next video.
Still in that bent position.
Okay.
Sorry,
we're ready. Make sure you're not licking your lips or doing funny facey things.